Yeah, I think we discussed quite a lot about engineering, but in many discussions, I come across terminologies like plan from right to left.
Mm.
No, that means you plan for construction first and then work backwards.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you can throw some light into procurement and construction and how is it done from right to left, what is the advantage, that will be wonderful.
Yeah, I will try. Now, right to left is a very reasonably modern approach, I would say, because the right to left thinking requires an understanding of what you're actually going to build. Where here, what we talk about right is in terms of time. We think about going from where we are today to the right. So if you want to kind of plan for guests arriving at your home, I'm sure your wife who's in charge of the kitchen will tell you that you need to know who's coming, how many are coming, and what you're planning to serve them. That would then allow her to plan what processes need to be then done in what sequence and what material she needs to ensure comes in from the vegetable shops, the groceries, in order for her to put them together to make sure your guests are served. Now, one way to do it is just go up to her and tell her at 11 o'clock that you're going to have guests for lunch. Rest assured, you'd get a very simple lunch from what's available at home. But if that means you've very limited time, and you can't actually serve a very elaborate lunch with limited time. So left to right thinking will limit you in your ability to do what you have to do if your time is fixed. So if you think about a project, and we just said a project requires to return funding, and in that case, you have to finish the project on time. Now, you don't have the luxury of reducing the scope because then it won't do what it's meant to do. So what happens with the right to left thinking, going back to the analogy of your guests arriving at home, if you know well in advance that you're going to have 10 guests tomorrow, that allows you to think about what you're going to serve them and then decide on what you need to buy in order to make that beautiful lunch. So that is the right to left thinking from the right, which is the time when the event is going to happen. In the case of construction, that would be the end of construction. And you work backwards from there to think what are the things that need to happen in what sequence. And then that allows you to kind of plan what material need to arrive on site by when in order for it to be used straight away. And then your design as well, they could focus their efforts on doing those layout drawings first for the area that requires to be constructed first. So that planning is called right to left. Obviously, the process in reality will go left to right because you still have to do your design, you still have to buy your things. They both have to come together to be able to construct. But traditionally, what used to happen or what generally happens is doing the right to left thinking requires a lot of effort and a lot of clarity of what you're going to construct. And in the examples that we spoke about, we spoke about the flare, doing the energy recovery from the flare. You may not have a clarity in design. You may not yet have that clarity of what exactly you're going to build. So you have to go left to right till a point where you know the size of your generator. And so you can decide how big a crane you need to bring in to lift it in place and how much of concrete you need to support that weight. The design goes from left to right to a point where you have reasonable clarity. Once you have that clarity, you can then get your construction team involved and you work your plan as to what sequence you need to get your design drawings and documents in, what sequence you need your procurement to prioritize delivery of your packages. And that allows a very smooth construction with no stoppage in an ideal world.